Hello, everyone. Um, I'm glad to be here. Yes. Today, we are going to be talking about from lesson plan to life plan as a teacher. Yes. And in summary, what are we trying to say? We're going to have a roadmap, okay, to creating financial growth, okay, and successful careers, like our financial growth towards the success of our career. Yes. And I've made it so easy for us, okay, for the roadmap. And what did I do? As a teacher, you know how important it is for us to have our lesson plan, okay? So I'm trying to say that everything the lesson plan entails, okay, is equivalent to we as teachers planning our life. Okay. It will help us, if we get this plan, this roadmap, to easily climb to the financial growth we all have dreamed about. Your financial growth might be different from mine. Okay. Yes, the level at which I believe that, yes, this is my own definition of financial growth might be different from yours. So it all depends on what, on what it entails for us to do our lesson plans. Okay. Why do I say this? Well, before I start, I would like to remind us that teaching skills, there's a big difference between teaching skills and life skills. However, as a teacher, we have these teaching skills, and it means it can automatically improve our lifestyles, our life skills. Okay. Yes. And I will also remind us that whatever we seeks us. I'm not trying to be motivational here, okay? But when I say all these things, it's something that over the years I've come to realize that it's realistic. Okay, I can tell us a story. So I've been a class teacher, for many years. Okay, at a time I wasn't getting this satisfaction anymore. Okay, it became like a routine. It became like just one of those things you need to do. Okay, because it became so effortlessly for me, and I needed more. Yes, so I told myself that I need something. I need something, challenging, something that will take me out there. Okay, I started seeking. I started seeking for other opportunities. I started seeking for in my education, in my career, okay? I started seeking for ways to, to be seen, to be heard, because I know I have some other things. I have things to reach wider community. Yes. So that was when I stumbled on my first ever competition as a teacher, like my first ever national competition as a teacher. Yes. Okay. In my country, Nigeria. And that was teacher's reality show. Okay. Yeah. I found that. And I was like, okay, this is new. And I'm going to give it a try. Okay. And of course, I did not regret, being there, because it was a thing of joy to meet other educational teachers, and they were, we interacted, we mixed up, we interacted a lot concerning the educational stuff, educational sectors, and all that. And it was quite fulfilling. Of course, in the competition, all of us showed our strengths, and of course, our weaknesses. We helped one another. We learned a lot, and then we helped ourselves, to improve, because life is all about improvement. All right. And after that program, I told myself that I can't remain in the classroom. My eyes opened. I heard people from different aspects of my country coming to talk about education. It was so passionate. Okay. Meanwhile, I did not forget. I can't forget to let you guys know that I was the winner of that year, of course. However, what, you know, what they, in fact, the highlight of it was, the knowledge shared amongst us. Okay. And it made me realize that, yes, I'm hungry for more. I desire more. I desire to, showcase myself, and I also desire to climb, from where I am financially to another point. And that was when I started making, my research again to tell myself, I don't want to remain being a class teacher. Okay. I've already started my master's program by then. Okay, so I was able to get an offer as a head teacher in a school, in a new school, you know. Yes, I started a new school, and that was Rose Bay School, Rose Bay, Rose Bay International School, Lekki, Lagos. Yes, and it was good being in a different position in the educational sector, being in the administrative sector of education, making the educational decisions, leading my colleagues, okay, um, trying to know the progress of each child, creating different projects and events, to facilitate a lot of things in the educational sector. It was quite interesting. And I was like, wow, I think this is really, really now who I am. You get, why am I telling us this story? It's just to remind us that I made mention that whatever you seek, seeks for you. It's just there waiting for you. Okay, is that what you want? So make your efforts, try, come get me. Yes, it's there. It's there for you. It's for you to keep seeking, you keep researching, you keep, marketing, you keep looking, you keep making connections, networking, and, you keep making smart moves. You keep going out there, putting yourself out there to see how you can get to that which you actually seek for, that has been seeking you, but you don't know, waiting for you. Come knock on the door. There is opportunity. Come and take it. Yeah, so that was just a brief story of my life, when it comes to um, what you seek seeks you. Now back to what I was trying to talk about, the lesson plan, moving from the lesson plan, which is actually our topic, moving from the lesson plan to lesson to life plan as a teacher. Okay. Now, if you are making a lesson, okay, if we are ready to prepare a lesson, you must know the lesson you have to prepare. You must know the subject name, right? Yes. It's also, it's also same to our life plan. Okay. Now, if we are to make for our life plan, right? You will ask me, okay, how is it related? You are making a lesson plan. Let's say it's mathematics or English or science or music. Okay. It has a name, right? And that's how you need to, know the name of the life plan of the plan you want to go through. Okay, the life plan you want to go through. For example, we teachers, because this program is for teachers. Okay, however, anyone can gain knowledge. Is knowledge. Okay, knowledge is power. So for you as a teacher, you have to sit down and ask yourself, what is that thing I do effortlessly in the field of education? Yes, it could be that you are very good when it comes to, handling children, handling conflicts amongst kids. It could be that children even tend to come to you when they're having conflicts. It could be that you are the best in mathematics. It could be that you are a fantastic music teacher, that children understand any kind of instrument. You should identify that strength which you have, which makes you unique as a teacher. It's very important. Yes. You might ask me, for me, I realized that I have a lot of them. So yes, it's also equal to our lesson plans. Remember, as a teacher, depending on the kind of teacher you are, remember as a teacher, you can plan mathematics, yes, you can plan English, you can plan science. Okay, yes. It all depends. Your strength. In some schools, in some primary schools, a teacher teaches all the subjects. But all that matters is, are you good in what you do? Okay, so you can have more than one subject name to plan. And the subject name I'm talking about here has to do with in the lesson plan and also in the life plan. Okay, subject name. Subject name. Yes, but you need to have a name, right? It's equal. So get yours. For example, for me, I know that I can be a good counselor, okay? That could be a subject name for me. I also know that I'm doing consulting. That could be a name for me, my own subject name, okay? Now, these are things you sit down and you do it, effortlessly, and you don't struggle. Yes, that's what doing things effortlessly mean. You don't struggle like others will. You have this grace that is with you. You have this, grace that you do this thing uniquely, apart aside others. And people even come to you to, say, wow, I don't know how you do this, That is what I am trying to explain. You need to find, you need to sit down and ask yourself what it is. You could be a teacher and then you are, let's just say, you realize that, wow, that during maybe, let's say during lunch hours, okay, the way maybe there's a way you make it that the whole children, they pay attention. There's this courtesy observed just because of your presence. Yes, it's tending to somewhere. You have that thing and nobody else has it. It's a gift. It's a talent. It's what you do effortlessly. And children pay attention to their food, want to maintain their manners, and you have this joy in teaching them how to eat in the lunch room, in the dining. It's a plus for you. Like I said earlier on, I told some people, and also when we were trying to advertise this program, I said that some of us might be doing this without even knowing. Yes, I mentioned that. Some of us might be doing, what I will be talking about here today without even knowing. Okay? I'm taking us to somewhere when I even said you could be doing greatly when it comes to making kids, are you teaching kids how to, the etiquette required in a dining, okay? Because it's something that you can take up, yes, as a side hustle, as a teacher. But maybe you have not sat down to do it, to plan it as a life plan for you as a teacher. Very, it could be something very small like this that we always do, but we don't understand how important small things are. Okay, now from our lesson plan, we have gotten a subject, right? A subject name. Now we move to age. If we are planning any lesson, any subject, we are very interested in this subject I'm planning. What are the ages? Ages, what am I planning this for? Okay, are they for 3-year-old? Or is it for 10-year-old kids? What am I planning? Okay, yes, you have to also ask yourself for your life plan, what age am I at now? Okay, if I say I'm going to be, I'm planning for, going into being a counselor, at what age am I now? You have to put it into consideration because the age and time works together. Okay, yes, timing is important. Okay, just like in our lesson plan in the classrooms too. The time we have also, the time we allocate to each subject matters too, okay? And the age also matters, because we have to also make sure that, okay, this at this particular time, what and what should I be doing with these children, okay? At this particular time, we need to know, okay? Yeah, somebody joined the room. Welcome. I welcome you. I actually started 6 o'clock on the dot. Yes, because I am it's live. It's live on YouTube. You are welcome, madam. You're welcome. So I've actually started. Yeah. I guess maybe sorry, so sorry you were live. I just noticed. So I'm trying to say that we've started already. Some people, I believe, will be joining us from YouTube. You are welcome. So I was talking about the lesson plan. Okay, I've talked about the subject name, and I told us that even our life plan needs the subject name. And you might say, how does the life plan need a subject name? And I said, anything you do effortlessly, we need to sit down and think and ask ourselves, anything you do effortlessly, is your life plan subject name? We are teachers and we do this. And I have moved to the age level, and I said, in our lesson plans, we also have age. We allocate the age we are planning that particular subject for. And it's also equivalent to our life plan. We have to ask ourselves, this subject name that I have taken for this life plan, what age am I even on? What's my age? Okay, let's say I'm in my 31, I'm 31 years old, and this is the subject name I'm trying to plan. Okay, you have to put it into consideration. You write it down because it's taking us to somewhere. Now, in our lesson plan, as a teacher, we also have time, duration. We say, okay, this lesson plan, I'm going to have it for 45 minutes. And some people say, okay, for 1 hour, 60, that's 60 minutes. It's also what we also have to also consider when we are
Where is the
planning
fish?
when we are trying to,
Huh?
draft our lesson plan. Okay?
Where?
So lesson plan has time, that is duration.
I
Our
said
life
put it
plan
in the
has
meat.
time, that is
What is he
duration.
doing in the black bowl?
So if I say I want to be a counselor, and I have not even undergone any training to be a certified counselor, and in my head I'm like, I need, okay, I need money to become a life counselor. So I must put this time into consideration, knowing my age. But some people don't sit down to do this. Remember, we are taking ourselves on a roadmap to create financial growth and successful career for ourselves as teachers. Because it pains me so much whenever the society, whenever people, and even, of course, friends, they could even they could just make a joke out of it, whenever poverty is mentioned, a teacher should be the one to be, compared to it. No, I believe this should stop for me. Yes. And the next roadmap we are taking is the objectives.
I see
In
when you're
all
in
our
the
lesson
meat.
plans,
We get ministry and all.
in all our lesson plans, we have objectives. And what does that mean? Objectives means what we want to achieve in this lesson that we are planning. It's equal to the
Just
roadmap we
spoil
are
it there.
creating.
Stop
It's
disturbing me.
equal to our roadmap which we are creating, okay? Because these objectives, as we are trying to do what? Create a roadmap to our financial growth and successful career as teachers, we need to specify that, okay, what's my objectives as me trying to become what? A counselor, as a part-time or as a full one. So in this life, you need to do that. You need to tell yourself, this is my subject name, to plan my life plan as a teacher. So my objectives, number one, write it down, have a booklet. I do that anywhere I go. I carry my journal. Yes, I have it because sometimes you might want to scribble something on a piece of paper. Before you know it, the piece of paper is gone. And of course, trust me, we don't have everything here. By the time you come back, it has disappeared, and maybe the next day, the next time you might remember it might be in 3 months' time or whatever. But if you have this booklet that whenever something comes to your head, you rush there to go and put it down. Okay, so objectives are very important in this roadmap for us to create our financial growth as teachers. It's very important. Like I said, I at least I've started using a counselor as an example. Okay, so if I'm gonna be a counselor, I'll be asking myself, okay, I have something here. We must have objectives. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kali. Yes, we must have objectives as teachers. Very important. Okay, so if I want to become a counselor, I must have my objectives. Okay, my objectives could be that after becoming this counselor, I want to work with teenagers because I really want to organize their lives. And I'm not just looking at just becoming teachers, having teenagers. I'm also looking at, yes, impacting on these children. However, it's important that I will be financially stable, okay? Because what I call my financial stability might be different from you. I might have 500,000 in my head as my financial stability. You might have 1 million in your head as your financial stability. I'm just giving an example. Okay. So it all depends on you. So you have to plan all these things, put it down. Okay. I tell people that when you are doing all these things, you might just think you are scribbling something on the piece of paper or your booklet, but you don't know that your brain is taking it. And trust me, it will be there that anything you meet in front of you, anywhere you are, it's reflecting. The book is already on your head. You are like, I had this, I thought about this before, oh, and this is coming. I will give another story. Sometimes, I don't know who has experienced something like this. Sometimes, you could be, maybe you are in the morning, you are going for, you are trying to get to school. And then as you are coming, you already looked, I'm already a bit late. Oh, I wish I can just see somebody that will just pick me up, And trust me, your head, you've already had that from house. By the time you are coming, your head is already programmed. Do you know that the universe will just bring somebody that will just pick you up? I don't know who has experienced that, but it has happened to me in different life experiences. But I don't know anybody who has experienced something like that. So our mind too speaks to, it speaks volume. That's why you hear many people saying, always clean up your mind, because we keep talking to ourselves. Yes, our mind is very important. So the objectives we put down, it's coming from the mind and is already registered there. And the mind wants to help you to achieve it. And before, remember that when I started, I said, whatever we seek, seeks us. And I said, I'm not trying to be motivational here. Whatever we seek, seeks us. And I tried to explain how I started telling myself, I need to be out of the classroom because I need to experience the other parts of educational sector. I needed it. And I kept looking for, searching for, seeking for, and I got it. Yes, it could take me longer than you. It could take me 6 months. It could take you 1 year. It could even take you 1 month. It all depends on how we seek, what we want. Yes. So from there, I've talked about subject name, time, age, objective, relating it to our life plan. The next one I have is entry behavior. So I have also come to sit down and, think about this. And I noticed that we are teachers, we have entry behavior. Some people use stories, to come in and, captivate the attention of the little kids. And that's our lesson plan we are trying to get, right? What are we trying to do at that level of entry behavior? Who knows? What are we trying to do? Well, I said we're trying to get their attention. But it's not only just their attention we are trying to get to. We're also preparing their minds, setting them to, how they should, think as this subject is being discussed. And it's just equivalent to our life plan as a teacher to becoming, to having this roadmap for financial growth and successful career. Why did I say that? This entry behavior is equivalent to our marketing ourselves, our advertising ourselves. It actually pains me. It pains me so much that some of us are teachers and we don't even care. It doesn't even bother us to get license as teachers. I was happy when when it became so official in my country that teachers, have their license and you can carry your license about. Yes, when I go for interviews in those days, I'll bring out my license and I'll let them know that I am a licensed teacher. And it speaks volume of me. Or whosoever that does that. It does. So as we are planning for our lives in order to have this financial growth for our successful career as teachers, okay, remember I said as a teacher does not mean you cannot like have things in order, have things of your own, the way life, goes, the way life should be. What do I mean by this? I'm a teacher and I teach mathematics. And to God be the glory, I teach English and science. Okay? So I can decide to market, the mathematics aspect of me. I can decide to have a YouTube. I can decide to have what's it called? A website. You can learn it nowadays, thanks to God. It's not like when we crack our brain how to set up a website or pay huge of money to set up websites. We have free websites, okay, that you can build on your own. And then let's say, yes, we are teachers. We have homes that we teach children so that, especially so that we can achieve this individual, what's it called? Individual learning, okay? I believe that is one of the advantages of tutoring at home, being home teachers. That is one of the advantages the children get and their parents, okay, acquire when they pay the money. Now, if I'm deciding that, okay, I want to also do this home lessons, I can design my website. When I was doing lessons, I will give you in the beginning, I will test your child's knowledge. Yes, I will give your child a test and I will tell you, look at what this child can do. Look at what she cannot do. Some parents, once I come, I can tell you, okay, which school do you want your child to go to? And you tell me, I'll say this year she cannot go there, but she can go there next year. Because I have to test this child and I know what I can do and I have seen the child's assimilation. And by the time I finish it, at the end of every week, I will give you a feedback because I have designed forms. It's easy. Sometimes I print out in school. It depends on your relationship with the school. And trust me, the owner of the school will see me. They will not do anything because it's a piece of paper I'm printing out. Yes. And it's not necessary the child is in that school. I could have the child from another school. It's just for me to take permission. Please, may I print this page from our school system? And most times, it depends on the teacher relationship. Yes, you can do it in your school where you teach. It is said that wherever you are, wherever you work, that's also where you eat. And I can do these things at least and print it out. And I know that, okay, I'm teaching this particular child. And I was able to print out, a feedback to give to a parent to make sure that I'm not just going there to teach and teach. I have evidence of everything I do. I'm unique. I've prepared myself, So what prevents all the teachers, to do even better than what I'm just saying here? I believe that what I'm trying to talk about, will help us to think think better, think wider. Okay. Yes, I have some group of friends, they came together and they were like, okay, this is what we can be doing. We want to make sure that every teenager, acquire this particular skill, in technology. So they came together, set up one free website. Okay. Now they started advertising. In fact, most of the parents are not even from their schools. Most of the parents that brought in their children, they are not from their schools. Majority of them are not from their schools. Okay. So what they do is just every Saturday. Okay. I'm just giving us ideas. And remember, we are talking about entry behavior. So they were advertising themselves. They packaged well. They are marketing themselves. And trust me, those parents, if they get good feedback, they get good result from the children, they are going to tell their friends. So you see, word of mouth is also very powerful. Our own different adverts, social media adverts is also powerful. All of us, this life we find ourselves is a life of adverts and marketing. Even from when we are babies, we started marketing ourselves. Yeah, somebody will say, why? What is she talking about? But it's true. From when we were babies, even the cry we have cried, when a baby is born, the baby has to cry. The baby is saying, here I am, I've entered the world. For me, yes, because the nurses and the doctors, they must make sure that they will make sure that the child cried, like to know, okay, this child had made this sound. In fact, if the child did not make the sound, there will be a little worry, So we are all marketers. Then we need to market uniquely. We need to package well. And that is the entry behavior. Remember, I'm giving us the roadmap to successful financial growth and career. This is why I actually, gave this particular program the title it has, which I called From Lesson Plan to Life Plan as a teacher. So after this, our entry behavior, which I have told us is equivalent to our advertising and marketing, the way we package ourselves to do this advertising and marketing in anything we have picked. I hope we are following this, because this is the 5th step. Then the 6th step is the resources. Remember too, in our lesson plans, we have resources. You need resources. Where did you get the materials from? Okay. Where did you get this to plan? Where? What are your resources? And we will say we use this textbook, we use this website, we use this and that. Before, we hardly put websites. I was a teacher when there were no websites to use. Very funny. But nowadays we put websites. I use this website. It's interesting that I've been in the educational system when we were not using websites as resources in lesson plans. It's interesting. We use the textbooks. We say we got this from this textbook, we got this from this particular maybe newspaper or whatever, or journals. But nowadays, you find out that we will have lots and lots of websites on our resources for the lesson plan. Interesting. And it gladdens my heart to know that, I'm part of the transition. Yes. Now, what are these resources when it comes to our life planning? They are the relationships, the connections, the networking that we make. Very important. I will tell us a story again. I love stories, As a teacher, it helps me to connect with my children immediately. That's what I noticed, So why am I talking about resources and, telling us that in this, our roadmap, to creating financial growth and successful career, that we have to talk about is, the resources for lesson plan is equal to our connection, networking, and what's it called? Relationship. Why am I saying that? It's because in this life, whatever you have, planned for yourself, in a summary, people say human beings, we are not islands. That is true. It's powerful. It's true. You can't be an island. You can't survive being an island. Like you can't move, you can't really move faster being an island. No, we need the connectivity. We need the networking. And that is why we keep hearing globalization, globalization. The world is now a global village. Yes. If the world is a global village, therefore, we need to do a lot to make sure that we are creating our own global branches and networking and being part of that global village. Otherwise, we'll be left out and we become an island. Yes. And so you might be thinking, how do you do this? How do you connect? How do you network? Honestly speaking, is by going for seminars. Some people will see seminars that are free. Enter. If it is physical, go there. You will meet one or two things. You will learn one or two things. You will connect with one person that one day, so the person will remember, hey, I met this person and I have this program. They are calling for this. I need this person is fit for this kind of a thing. That's how it works. You cannot just be only from your house to your school, from your school to your house, only those parents in your school. No. No. Yes, some people, it works for them, but for you to be faster and move, because we keep hearing this, the world is a global village. You need to, move out from your comfort zone. We keep telling children, I need this child to move from the comfort zone. We as adults, we as teachers need the same. Yes. So, this is the 6th point, For the 7th point, I talked about health. Very important, health. So, in fact, this health is powerful. And somebody might be asking me, yes, let's relate it to lesson plan, health, right? Yes, for lesson plan, we always consider, if we are planning a lesson plan, it can never be, it can never be a healthy lesson plan. It can never, ever be a healthy lesson plan if we don't consider the high flyers, the middle achievers, and the low achievers. If we do not consider these 3 people, these 3 students, it can never be a healthy lesson plan. Yes. And that's also why I'm trying to talk about health when it comes to life plan. We planning our lives as teachers, we trying to make the roadmap to creating financial growth and successful career. So because we are teachers, some teachers from school, they will carry all the whole work from school back to their house. And then from back to house, they will still continue to work. In fact, sometimes they will forget to eat. Bad habit, not healthy at all. I'm not saying that you might not have 1 or 2 things to plan at home. Okay, but I think that teachers carrying everything every day, you are taking all your work home to still do. I think we should start thinking about it, that we should stop it. Okay, on Friday you want to take work home. Friday you have Saturday and Sunday, to plan, so you can do your lesson plans. Not bad, but you also have to plan for your own life. That's why some teachers will say, I don't have time. It's always lesson plan. I need to plan this. I need to plan. I don't have time. But you're the one. You should sit down and create your time. You should sit down and create your time. I could remember, I think it was like 2 years ago or so, there was this picture that went viral. The teacher, someone, of course, they called her a teacher. She was carrying a lot of bags, carrying this one, carrying that one. And then the neighbors were like, oh, you are relocating. Wow. She said, no, I'm going to work. I'm a teacher. You know? And then I was like, wow, yeah, there's a positive aspect of that picture. Of course, they said there are lots of words, 1,000 words in a picture. Yeah, we have the positive sides of that picture, yet we have the negative sides of that picture that went viral. That 2 years ago or 3, I can't remember. Okay, so why did I say we have the negative part? The negative part is that as a teacher, you shouldn't be going to your workplace and everybody is like, wow, are you relocating because you're carrying all the whole resources on your head? No. And especially now that we have a website and everywhere, no, we plan. I will tell you the truth. Once upon a time, I was also if should I don't want to say, I wanted to say victim. No, I was also a culprit. Yes, I was a culprit of this because I will carry my laptop. That time my laptop bagging, I can't remember if you guys can remember when the laptop was raining in Nigeria, that big bag that looks like the lawyer's suitcase. Yeah, I carried that kind of bag for my laptop. Okay, and I never joked without my laptop. And then I have my own handbag as a woman, okay, as a lady, and then you might see me carrying the lunchbox or something. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've done that before. But then is that really life? And sometimes most of us, of course, we need to enter buses. Okay. Yes. Of course, the ones that have cars is easier for them. They just put it in their boots and all that. Okay. Yeah, if you have that, that's good. Okay. We need to plan. At a time, I noticed that I needed my printer in my classroom. I had to buy a printer one day, send it to the school. I did not send it to my house. I sent it to the school. Okay. And secured it one place. And it's my printer. Okay, because I needed a printer in my class, So all these things, we can actually plan a way to, yes, bring our resources closest to us in our classrooms. Okay. So that, because I don't know, there was a time in Lagos, I don't know if it's still happening, when you see a lady pass or a man pass, you will be able to say, that's a teacher. Honestly, you look at, you say, that's a teacher. But I'm also happy to say that at a time, you will be confused. We started becoming confused somehow. You ask yourself, is that a teacher or a banker? And when that started happening, I was somehow happy, though they will not say a marketer, like a banker, a marketer. Oh my goodness, Lagos teachers, So what I'm trying to talk about is that it is very important, our health, to put it into consideration. Okay, we teachers, somebody told me that teaching is very yeah, someone, a very close friend of mine, told me that teaching is very easy, and I really took it personal that day, because actually, he's a banker, and he told me that teaching is very easy. Honestly speaking, I was not happy that day. You can't tell me that teaching is the easiest, is one of the is one of the easiest. The way he said it, like we are enjoying that there's nothing there to do, as in anybody can be a teacher. That's not true. Anybody cannot be a teacher. I'm sorry. Anybody cannot be a professional teacher. No. Why did I say so? Because as a teacher, you have the workload is much. And if you don't plan well, if you don't organize, if you don't manage your time, you will be a mess in the classroom. And somebody is telling me that what's it called? That teaching is is one of the easiest job around. Really? And thank God, somehow, I'm sorry to say what I'm about to say, but that's the fact. Somehow during COVID actually showed parents that teaching is not easy, that teachers are really strong people. And I was very happy. And God bless those parents that came out to even do videos thanking teachers, home and abroad, thanking teachers for the work they do. And they will say, wow, I only have 5 kids. I only have 3 kids and I'm going crazy. How about teachers that have like 16 kids in a classroom? And I know some teachers have more. And you are telling me that teaching is easy. No, it was an insult. You know, we teachers, yes, we might make it look easy because we have applied our organizing skills, time management skills, classroom management skills, the teaching skills, of course, and even the life skills. We've applied all the whole skills of our lives in that classroom in order to maintain order, impact knowledge, and still show love and care to the children. And you're telling me that teaching is very easy. However, why am I saying all this? I'm trying to take us still on that roadmap that we are teachers and we can create financial growth and successful career for ourselves. It's never too late. Whoever that hears this message, that gets this message, can start. It is never too late. It doesn't matter if you are, in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. It's never too late. Or your 60s. Never too late. Because what matters most is actually, what we have left here on earth. What is that thing we have left here on earth? How did we do it? How did we impact these children? How did we do this? How did we live our life to be happy, to have this peace of mind, to attain that which we have planned for ourselves? And at every point in time, when we get to that level we are planning, we will still want to replan for another project, for another plan. Like I said, subjects, some teachers teach only one subject. Some teacher will tell you, oh, no, I'm just only a French teacher. I don't know any other one. I'm just a French teacher. And some teacher will say, I'm just an English teacher. No, I cannot teach mathematics. Yes, that's the subject the person is focusing on. And that's the subject life, the subject name of the person's, life plan, if I should take it there. Yet, some teachers can tell you they can teach mathematics, they can teach English, they can teach this, they can teach that, okay? And that's like different life plans we have set for ourselves. But it calls for more skills in order to maintain it. And that's why you see some people achieving in this area. Before you can finish congratulating them, you are seeing another one they are achieving. Wow, you are congratulating again. That is it. So the next one I talked about is failure. Yes, in our lesson plans, we also provide, we know that, okay, we've already set, what's it called? Classroom assessment. And we know that some children will certainly fail it and some will pass it. But it's never our our desire for our children to fail any assessment given to them. However, they could. It's also similar to when we are planning our life, our plans. And that's why some people, even after in their churches, let me even go to churches, you hear everything. Pastor said that you do this, do that, or whatever, my reverend priest or whatever, even the Bible said, and then you do something, you will fail. You will fail because maybe you did not apply it properly. Maybe you were not consistent. Maybe you did the right thing at the wrong time. Yes. That is it. That's the roadmap we're talking about. Some people even shy away from failure. But failure is important for our success. We keep saying that. People hear it, but yet when this failure really comes, it's really scary, depending, Do you know, I want to say something. Some people, of course, I know some people must have known this. Do you know that if you don't have fear if you don't have that fear to achieve something, it means that that stuff you want to achieve, it's not really big for you. You know, so why I will prove this. For example, for me now, somehow, if you put me in a classroom, I no longer have this fear of delivering because I've already passed that level. I don't know if somebody is getting me. Please understand me, because I'm not trying to maybe like praise myself or whatever, but I'm trying to give an example that we relate to, all of us as teachers. Somehow, if you put me in a classroom to teach, let's say mathematics, I'm teaching factorization. Because I've done factorization for how long, and I've met different children in my lifetime, there won't be that fear anymore, because and there won't be that fear, to pull me back or whatever, because I've done it before. I've done it many years. Okay. So to me, honestly, it's not like a challenge anymore. Okay. So I need something higher. I need something bigger. Welcome for joining us. Welcome. I can see you. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. That going back to the failure part, that when we plan our lessons, we know that, okay, this assessment we have done, that these children, some of them will not get it. And remember, before we jumped to the 8th step, I talked about the health, which when I said we must consider if your lesson plan must be considered a standard lesson plan, and I used a healthy lesson plan, you must have considered the 3 children, the high achievers, middle achievers, and the lower achievers. Otherwise, you have done nothing. Okay. Now, even the higher achievers you have considered, some of them might even disappoint you. It could be a factor that caused it for them. One factor, maybe distraction, or maybe they went home and, let's say it was a home assessment. They went home and they overslept or whatever, and they come back and they did not finish your assignments. To you is a failure for what you have done and what you have told this child to do. Maybe they just did 1 to 4 instead of 1 to finishing the steps up to 6. Okay. And maybe they were even watching cartoon, and by the time they finish and they want to do the assignment and they have done nonsense. It's possible. It all depends. All of them comes into this failure, planning and everything. So when we are taking it to life plan, to in order to create successful growth and career growth, we are trying to say that in this life, whatever we plan, we will actually experience failure. And in fact, it is very good for us to experience that failure. Okay. And most times this failure comes out of fear. Okay. Most times we actually fail because of the fear, because we could not handle the fear. And most times, of course, it's because of negligence. Most times because we are not consistent. Most times because different things surrounding failure. So we need this failure in order to go to the next level, to the next stage I'm talking about, which is success. And how is that supposed to be on our lesson plan you might talk about? Yes, we need to do corrections. Okay? We need to correct our students, because if you finish and then the child messes up on that aspect and you just leave it like that, you have not completed your job. You haven't. And so that's why I talked about success as the number 9 step. Okay? Now, success, for us, success might be different, okay? And that is taking us back again to the healthy part I talked about of a lesson, which has to do with considering the high achievers, the middle achievers, and the lower achievers. So success is different. Success for me is different for success for you. I might call myself a low achiever, and maybe you are a higher achiever. Okay, so success for you will be different for success for me. I don't know if we're getting this. When I came to sit down and think about this, I found out that this life, as in the planner, the ultimate planner of this life, did a wonderful, excellent job for us. When we say of course, sometimes we say some things, but maybe we don't really think deep. Sometimes we'll talk about, yes, the sky is too big, everybody can fly. It's true. But have we ever, think deep about it? The sky is actually big. And of recent, I don't know if I'm the only one that heard, I don't know when this started trending, either like, I think it was before COVID or whatever. You see, teachers are teachers' enemies. I don't know if you've heard about this. Teachers are teachers' enemies. And honestly speaking, I've heard about it. And when I heard about it and got to know about examples, where it has occurred and how it occurs, most times is because a particular teacher needs favor from the owner of the school and all that, and most times it's because you want to be promoted and blah, 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 I'll just laugh, because if you have discovered yourself as a teacher, if you have this understanding that you are powerful. Teachers are powerful. I'm not just saying it because I'm a teacher. Teachers are powerful. By the time we start realizing the power we have, it will be better for us. Honestly speaking, I was listening to someone talking I can't remember the program that was, but the man said something. I'm taking us to somewhere. The man said something. He said, he said the church actually has a lot of things, because in the church, if you want to get what's it called, public speaking skill, that you should go and join the lectors. And it's true that if you want to get the voice, what's it called, voice whatever skill, I can't quote him, that you should go and join the choir. And he said, if you want to get the organizational skills, that you should go and join the, I think he said ushers. Okay. Then there was another one he talked about. He now said something. If you want to get the skills from human relationship aspect, he now said, go and join. I can't remember everything. I think I've lost that part. Okay. This is just something I remember that as I was trying to explain something, And when I heard that, I was like, this man is so correct. In the church, we have all these things. Okay? Yes, we have it. So which one is your church? What do you want to develop? The church has actually, set up all these things. So you can actually join there to, brush up certain aspect of you. Of course. And when he was talking about this, honestly, I was thinking about teachers. And when I started this, I said something. When I started this program, I said something. I said that there's a difference between teaching skills and life skills. And I said, however, we teachers, we're even at an advantage, because if you're a teacher and you have these teaching skills, then it will improve automatically. It will improve your life skills. It will help. Because as a teacher, you are doing a lot of skills things. You are doing a lot. You are multitasking. Okay? In that your specific field, in that your specific department. Yeah. We're still talking about success. Okay? So, for a lesson plan as a teacher, your lesson plan is successful when everything you have finished doing, that your children get your objectives, that the objectives was, well achieved, that you have finished, you have rounded up, considering your healthy aspect of that lesson plan, which involves the higher achievers, the middle achievers, and the lower achievers. And also remember that when all these our people that we need to consider, our students that we need to consider, when any of them, messed up, like observed failure, which has to do with our assessment, we need to also bring them up, which is also the successful aspect of it, for us to know that, yes, I brought this child, I took this child from point A, and now this child has gone to point B, which of course we call behavioral change, okay, which of course we call impacting, okay. It is also similar to what I called, taking us from the lesson plan to the life plan. So in the life plan, I said that failure, we need it in order for us to achieve success. Okay? So when we are planning, we have talked about the first step, second step, all these steps. When we also have to provide the 8th step that I talked about, which is what? The failure aspect. Because our reaction towards this failure aspect will determine the next aspect, which is our success as teachers, as we are planning for our career growth, for our financial and successful career growth. We need it. Some teachers shy away from a lot of things. As a teacher, when I started, there are some IT skills I don't have. And I knew I needed it. And so I went forward to look for it. And trust me, nowadays, you can Google a lot of things. Just Google that thing you have on your head. You will see a lot of it as you are navigating. You must see the ones that are free or the ones you can even pay for. Because sometimes we say, they are really expensive. Yes, sometimes they are expensive. But then nowadays, thank God that, technology is evolving and everything, even with the help of the AI. We need to do something. We are powerful as teachers. We have a lot on our palm. And it's just like somebody said, if you have knowledge and you don't put it into action, then the knowledge is nothing, it's dead. And that is true. So as a teacher, the platform given to us, that's why these children, they see us as supermen and superwomen, But it's because, we have a platform that has made it that we can actually acquire a lot, You can acquire a lot. But we need to still plan for it, the life plan. And honestly, do you know that I keep saying that as a teacher, if you're not on social media, you are doing yourself more harm than good. Because as a teacher, even if you are on social media, some of us are on social media, but we are just there to go and be listening to other people, to go and be listening to gossip. If you're on social media, you're on Facebook, either you're on Facebook or you are on all of them, on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or whatever. If you are on all of this and I open one of it and none of them is depicting you as a teacher, none of them is talking about you, for someone to see this passion that you're a teacher, I think you have to, go and retrace yourself. Yes, because you need to market yourself. Some of us say, yes, let's say we're in some schools, let's say we're in my country, let's say we are in states that really, I don't know, the pay is very low, okay? You don't have to depend on them. You have to think for yourself. You have to move from point A to another point, to a higher point. So you have to start thinking for yourself. You have to act like, the government is not existing. You have to act like you have to save yourself. When somebody is drowning in the river, you know that there is nothing. You need to grab anything to help yourself to climb up, to help yourself to come out of that water. So you need to help yourself. Of course, I'm not saying just grab any kind of a thing. Maybe you're not going to, maybe in real life, you're going to a business that is not legal. No. As you're trying to grab something, even in the water, if you grab snake, you're on your own. You're on your own. Yes, if you grab snake, you're on your own, because you cannot save yourself still. So when we are even being, when we are being drowned in the river, we need to be careful what we are trying to grab. Yeah, very careful. So honestly, I sat down and I was thinking about this, and I said, I need to share this. I need to share this because when I understood this mystery, which has been a mystery for me, it gave me an inner joy. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to share this with people, because I want people to understand. I need people to, see this thing, where I'm coming from, and they might even see it in another better position. Okay, so that we can help ourselves. I hate it, honestly speaking. It pains me, whenever people want, even some children, whenever people want to talk about things, they are relating, poverty to teachers. No, 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 it has never been a good, a good experience for me. And sometimes, innocent children, they will just be like, oh, they will call, maybe they will just say, maybe the one of their teachers, let's just say, Mr. Peter, I'm going to get a car for you. I will buy a car for you. Or they might say, I will tell my daddy to buy a car for you. And I'm like, as a teacher, we should be able to get, something that can transport us from one place to another. In some developed countries, they do it. In some developed countries, as we come out, we can, we have, their system is somehow that you can actually buy a car and be paying it off, little by little. But yes, as I'm saying this, some people will just be like, how much are they paying our teachers that we can even get a car to be sliding the money from itself? And it's true, but it's our system. It's messed up. You get? It's messed up. So the innocent child saying, oh, Mr. Peter, I'm going to tell daddy to get a car for you. It's like, yes, Mr. Peter, you cannot buy any car, you don't have any car, that kind of a thing, but in some developed countries, that I don't have a car means that I actually do not want that car. Most times, most times. Because it's something that if I need this particular car, they will tell me, okay, this is the kind of car you can get with your salary as a teacher. And then I will comfortably agree, okay, so I can be able to do this at this kind of, in fact, you have options. And so you pick the one you want. And I'm like, wow, when can we start having such? Yeah, I know that some private schools, some big private schools, they do this for their teachers, okay? And that's their luck. They do things like that for some things like that, yes, for their teachers. I look forward to, I pray that I will be alive, because I look forward to it, to that day when teachers will not be related to poverty. When our children, when we ask them, what do you want to become? They will boldly tell us, teachers, professors, lecturers. I look forward to that day. They do it now, and when their parents hear it, they are like, what are you talking about? Yes. Yes. But I look forward to that day. I look forward to that day. Okay. And then the 10th one I have here is fulfillment. So for me as a teacher, yes, my lesson plan is not complete. For me, by the time I'm done and I look at it and I know that, oh no, there's a child that will be left out from this particular plan I have done now. But there's this fulfillment, when you have planned a lesson and you have delivered, and you know that, yes, my lesson plan has helped me, to make sure that the whole of my classroom, inclusion, every one of them, is able to achieve that stuff, that plan which I have done for them, and that is also what I also, related to life plan. So our life plan, if we follow the roadmap, from number 1 to number 9 that I gave out, okay, you will have this, you will experience, you will notice that you will get this fulfillment, okay, that yes, it's not like I'm comparing myself to the next person who is, let's say who is a medical doctor, okay, but I'm comparing what I have achieved because I sat down and planned it and said, yes, I am doing this. And there is this happiness, this priceless moment for me because I have achieved. Yes, I gave the first story, right? And I think I'll give the second story, okay? So me deciding, to leave the classroom, and I went into the managerial aspect of education, okay? Yes, I saw a lot. In fact, do you know that by the time I got into that place, I'm like, I think being a teacher is even better because I'll be in my classroom, plan my plan and deliver it. And even the owner of the school has little to tell me because being as a head teacher, before I execute, the owner of the school has to, accept or disagree. Yes. Yes. That was, one of the challenges, I had because you have to, I call it challenges because sometimes it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out the way you have planned it, okay? Because there's another plan to replan your plan. Okay, yeah. But as a class teacher, if I get my plan and I hand it over to my head teacher to go through and they endorse for me, the head teacher, you have to ask me, what did you do here? And I'll tell you immediately that this is the reason why I need this, because I need this for a particular child and it has to work for me like that, okay? The head teacher, you are either gonna tell me, as in help me to improve on my, platform, which I have done, which of course, once is correct for that child, you will leave it, unless I have written nonsense as my lesson plan, because I'm the one to go teach. Okay, but it's different in the managerial aspect, because no matter what you have planned, I cannot just come up and say, okay, today as the head teacher, I'm gonna make sure that yes, my teachers, they have done so well, and I must make sure that their salary is gonna improve from this to this, because I need them to know that I am encouraging them. It's not possible. It's not in my hands. It's not in my power to do so. That's what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so back to what we have, the summary of what we had today, and which I believe by God's grace, I should be getting out a book on this. Yes, because this took me, a longer time to, understand and relate it. Of course, I believe the booklet will be, well detailed. Okay, so today that we treated this topic that I called from lesson plan to life plan, okay, which is a way of, creating this roadmap for us to help us in our financial growth and successful career as teachers. I want to believe that been doing it. In fact, we know them. However, consistency is the key. Okay, consistency. And then, like I said in this, I talked about networking and connecting, which is resources in lesson plan. I talked about that it's very important. If there are things, if there are events, try and go. Events, you will gain something, especially when they are free. Go, you're not losing anything. You will get, it's a must, it's a capital MUST. You must gain one thing new. Even if you don't gain a new thing, you might, remember something that you have forgotten, or you will have an assurance of something you already know. And that is what all these events and programs help us on. So I'm advising all of us, I'm encouraging all of us to please, as teachers, we can do this, we can put hands together, we can work together, to ensure that this career, we continue to, move it forward for the betterment of all of us. We will continue to reap from its involvement, and one day we'll be able to tell the story, where we are coming from, okay, to where we are now. And I believe that by the time we look back, we'll say, wow, our generation, we have done a lot. We have really tried. Okay. I could remember when I was in a school and I had to tell my kids that as a teacher, no, I told my kids that my mom was a teacher, and as a teacher, that they used chalk. They didn't know what I was talking about. Okay. So I had to Google it and show them that we started from here. Even the blackboard, that when I was, as young as they were, it was blackboard. Like, I had to show them what blackboard is. not the smart board that is everywhere in Lagos, Nigeria. No, there's almost everywhere. Almost, let me use that word. Almost everywhere in Lagos. No. I showed them that we used blackboard with the chalk that we write on it. Now there's whiteboards everywhere, almost everywhere, with marker. That's not what we used. Okay. And I am happy to be part of this generation, which saw that education, okay, changing from what it was to what at least we are seeing. But it will be a thing of joy to even experience all these things in other states, in other states. Like, I know other states that really need this. I don't want to mention states' name. No, I don't want. But we really need it to even go to villages. Yes, in some developed countries, you will go, and when you hear village, and you are like, okay, let's see how their village is. By the time you enter the village, it's equivalent to something maybe I know in my country that is a town for me. And I'm like, wow. So this place is also a village. Yes, I was wowed the first time I noticed such a thing. I was wowed, So please, I'm trying to, let all of us know that this message, is for you and I. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. That's one thing about, speaking. That's one thing about, giving out knowledge. As you're talking, you're also refreshing yourself. I don't believe in hoarding knowledge. In fact, I don't believe teachers, do that. I don't believe teachers hoard knowledge, because we know that the more you give, the more you receive. The more you give, the more a lot is even coming in, because you are opening the doors. You are opening the doors, and then as you are talking, you are even thinking about more. Okay, that's what I believe that happens. The more you give out knowledge, the more you receive. For example, by the time I finish, I would like to see if there's anybody that wants to say something, add to what I've said, or ask questions. Please feel free, because we are learning. As we said, we are teachers, and we don't stop learning. We learn from one another. We even learn from our learners as teachers. I say teachers are powerful. Honestly speaking, teachers are powerful. And by the time we keep realizing this, the better it will be for all of us. So at this point, permit me to, stop here and wait for any questions from anybody, or any comments, any addition, any, correction. Of course, I stand to be corrected too. Yes, we learn every day. Okay, please, I am here at this moment to say that I will pause to see if there's any comments or questions from any one of us. Thank you, everyone. And thank you. I'm so happy to see people joining and leaving. Yeah, I'm so happy. Okay. All right. So, if there are no questions and no comments, I guess today, at this moment, at this point, we'll be rounding up, we'll be ending this special event, this special program, here, which also, goes by the title From Lesson Plan to Life Plan. And it is a roadmap, okay, to financial growth for our successful career, to creating financial growth for our successful career. And I want to say, long live teachers, long live the educational system of Nigeria as we continue to make efforts from our different locations in order to see that our educational system evolves to a better level. Thank you, everybody. And I am very happy to see you here. Next time, I believe I will also see you again. Okay? Thank you so much. And bye-bye. Thanks for joining. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.